Well, can he? He can.
Yes,
He's
he
gonna show you today. This is the Big Finish at Lincoln Lodge. We're about to get it on the show. So come on, everybody, and get the show on the road.
Let's get it on the road. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Lincoln Lodge, to the Big Finish podcast. I am Jamie Schreiner, and I'm sitting here with my co-host,
Beckett Kenny.
Thank y'all for tuning in. We're so excited to have a very special guest with us today. We have the one and only Mr. Andy Fleming in the room.
Wow.
Andy, hi.
So
Insert
great
the
to be
applause
here.
noise.
So great to. Are these mood ring like lights? If I get mad, will they turn red?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We did attune them to your, and I'm kind of glad that you're kind of in a peaceful
Yeah.
zone right now.
Right now, I'm just thinking about recycling, but it is pretty cold in here, I guess.
I love the people listening. The podcast only are going to be like,
Fuck you
they're
if
going
you're
to be
listening.
furious. Just break their phone.
I love that the people with the video can see Andy in a sleeveless shirt
For a change.
in the dead of winter. Yeah, for a change.
I
Never
know.
has
This
happened
is
before.
Kind of, okay, when did this sleeveless shirts kind of become a thing?
For you.
I'll say that. Also, recently I had a headband phase and a sleeveless shirts phase that kind of felt referential to other comedians in the city. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go through a Zacco phase, and then I'm gonna go through an Andy Fleming phase.
It's always a pleasure for me to influence the young comedians of tomorrow.
It's specifically in fashion is what I've noticed is that.
Okay. We don't have to drill it down. I influence young comedians. That's all that matters.
That's true.
It was summer of 2015 was the first time that I started cutting sleeves off, and it was just the first time that I was like comfortable enough in my body to feel the sun on my shoulders in public.
100%.
And then I just never went back. I sort of went back that winter. I was like, okay, we're back in sleeves for the winter. And then summer of 2016, I was like, I'm never fucking going back.
Hell yeah.
Sleeveless forever.
Yeah.
I do love a
love a
sleeveless. Sleeveless was like the first thing when I felt somewhat comfortable in my body was the first thing I'm like, all right, this is gonna go. I'd eventually one day love to get to a crop top level, but that's a whole nother
I'm
beast.
telling you, you get on the crop top level, you're never getting off. It's so fun. I never have worn a long shirt in like 4 years.
Well, we've talked about this briefly before the podcast began, but the midsection has been ruled by Instagram. But I get constant ads from like these like the clean fit tee, and it's like tight at the arms and like chest, but like loose in the belly. And I don't know what I like looked up for them to know that like I want that. And I'm nervous that like there are bots looking at my Instagram photos and being like, he's a nice build, but there's a little heavy in the middle. Like
Scanning body type, procuring ads.
Yeah, I know. Like
you saw one of those AI things of me, and it's like this beautiful, and then in the middle,
I was gonna say I did. There's like a thing where you put your profile picture in, and it like just describes the picture of you based on AI.
You got hacked by a Russian bot.
I'm sure I did, but they, like the cartoon bunny in the UK, like with the really, really big pear-shaped bottom. I'm forgetting the name of this character. It's
in the UK specifically.
Yeah,
I want to say Lola Bunny, but I feel like she's not like UK exclusive.
It's like somebody who's listening might be like, oh, I know, but it's like I'm forgetting the name of it. It's basically a bunny that's like the top half is like just like very small, and then has like big hips and belly, and it basically just like when it was describing my picture, it was like that bunny was one of the descriptor words, and I was like, oh, I wonder what that is. And I went to look it up, and I was like, wow, what a mean way to comment on the pear shape of my body.
It's always such a worse insult when you have to Google it. And
Yeah,
then
you have to Google what that means. I was like, God damn it. But I feel like the AI bots, the only other thing I'm upset by is I know that they're listening to me because of like 2 instances, but one I really remember is when I was traveling with Victoria, I had put my clothes in a garbage bag because my cats had gone to the bathroom on my only suitcase, and so I didn't have another option.
Oh no.
And so she was like, Jamie, you can't walk around with a garbage bag. Like you got to get a backup bag, or like go to the dry cleaner. Like, this is not acceptable. And then I started getting targeted ads about like, if you donate to this foundation, this is so fucked up. They like give bags to foster children so that they don't have to travel around with garbage bags.
Oh no.
And I was like, oh,
I hate that it's like telling you about a charity that would help you.
You're like, you can donate to this charity, and then we'll help little fucked up kids like you.
Basically, yeah, that was how I felt looking at it. I was like, wow, ouch. But yeah, Andy, do you have any fucked up targeted ads or not really?
I mean, I get a lot of like, hey, this is your favorite Marvel character on a shirt, but it's funny. And I'm like, okay. Well, you do know me.
Yeah, that is.
But it's a little fun.
Yeah.
It's a little quirky. I was going to say,
I feel like you maybe mistakenly get baseball caps a lot.
That does seem like it would happen to me. like they're like, okay, sleeveless, pudgy. Okay, send baseball cap ads. I'm like, buddy, click next. Not recommended this ad, please.
Yeah.
I think I recently realized that like all of my like TikTok style apps, which is now all of them.
Yeah.
All of them have turned into
it's
TikTok.
Reels. Yeah, it's just all Reels everywhere.
I think I like too many of them. Like, I like them before I watch them all the time. And I think that's why my algorithm is like, it doesn't know what I like at all.
Well, and I think the worst thing ever is like, I don't know if you've been in this situation. Like, maybe you're tired. Maybe you had half an edible. Maybe you had a few drinks. You're scrolling. You like a video. You realize you didn't watch the video. You go back and you want to unlike the video because you realize you don't like the video. But there's only like 8 people who've liked the video. Now you're in a book club. You can't unlike the video.
No, I have done that before.
But you unlike it anyway, and then you like kind of like feel bad about, oh, that is so obvious I unliked it because there was only 8 likes on the video.
I can't tell you how many times I've scrolled through and I've liked something and then gone back and unliked it, or I've scrolled past someone and been like, you know, they're trying their hardest.
I know. That's what I think a lot before I like. I'm like, do they need this?
Yes,
you know? And it's like, if they need it, but maybe I wouldn't like it normally. I'm like, you know what? I'll throw them one. They need to see something from a veteran to know that they're being watched, that they're to cultivate that talent. You know?
Yeah.
Andy, something like you have brought so much like diversity, like so much unique live performances, I feel like, to the comedy shows you've produced. But have you ever like tried to do like the online, like I'm gonna do the content creation thing for a period of time?
I like don't have the brain for it. I don't have the patience for it. I think, to sit there and edit video all the time. Like I used to edit a bunch of videos for our roast shows that you guys have both done, and it's just like, for what, to go on YouTube and get 13 cents of ad revenue? Like, and now I think that they would be great on, you know, TikTok and everything like that. But again, it's so hard to have the patience to edit them all out and put them there. And
because the thing is, it's like, I think the thing that's so frustrating about the content creation part of it is it's like the amount of hours that go into like fucking generating the material and the art to do on stage, and then it's like that time that you could be using to like write new things or come up with new ideas, you're now spending doing like low-level marketing job for yourself for 13 cents. Like you said, it's
a great Mitch Hedberg joke about how he has to act because he's a comedian and he doesn't. He's like, that's not fair. He's like, it's like if you're a cook and you're like, oh great, can you farm? That's how I feel all the time when I'm like, oh, okay, so I also have to know how to market and email club owners and all this stuff, and I have to know how to be an influencer, and I have to know how to be online, and how hard is it? It's already so hard to write jokes and get them right on stage,
right,
and then get a video of those going well.
Yes, well, and that's why sometimes I'm like, I should have been like a closeted star in like the vaudeville age. You know what I mean? Like I should have a wife who I'm friends with, you know,
lifelong bachelor,
and be making like 30 cents a week, which is a ton of money back then, by the way.
I do feel like in another life I would have been like Joe March, Mrs. Whistledown vibes. I would have been like secretly writing and then being like, oh, did you see that letter from Miss Whistledown? So crazy. Like I'm
trying so hard to get these references.
I know, one's Little Women.
One's Little Women. Little Women. She writes the book, but she does a pen name. Yeah.
Okay.
And she says she's never going to get married, and she is dedicated to her art and like all the shit. But I was going to say, Bridgerton is the one that I'm talking about with Miss Whistledown. It's the girl who's the frumpy girl who's not getting hit on at the balls. She's not, you know, she's not the fairest maiden in the land. She's writing the gossip letter that goes out. talking mad shit about what's going on.
Now, as someone who hasn't read Little Women, I have to ask, do they ever get big again? And like, are they able to escape the yard eagle? Like,
After Rick Moranis shrinks them, what happens from there?
So they do get bigger.
Okay, good.
One of them dies. That's honestly the saddest thing about it to me. Yeah, one dies. So the one who plays the piano.
It's like the like B plot in Solar Opposites.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, the girl dying is sad, but it's not. She's not the main character. She's definitely the supporting character of the four sisters. The main characters, I think, are Amy and Joe. If I'm honest, do you feel that way about it, or am I wrong?
I have no strong opinions about Little Women
at all.
I've like watched the 1940s one. I haven't even watched the Greta Gerwig one yet.
I haven't done it either.
You heard it here first.
I was going to say
Fleming
Greta Thunberg
has no strong opinions about Little Women.
Now, Big Women, I got a lot of strong opinions on.
Little Women,
famously true. Famously true. Do you have like an old like book that like do you have like
an old book that you've read?
Hey Andy, have you ever read a book?
I never leave town without my beat up copy of Catcher in the Rye. You know that about me.
I know. That's why I carry around that metal detector. But
like an old book that I do really like. Man, I don't know. Like a separate piece.
Wait, a separate piece.
I had to read that in high school. It's the one
I think I had to read that.
Catcher. I did read Catcher in the Rye, but I didn't really.
Catcher in the Rye did not. I was like, people are shooting people for this.
Reading books is so hard already.
Reading books is hard.
And it's like, look, I need a modern story.
I feel like I was just gonna say, I feel like the only book in high school that I would be ones that like had some tea. Like I wouldn't be aware of the like they'd be like, it's set down on the farm and the world's falling apart. I was like, I don't fucking care about that. What's the tea?
Right.
Like
I
want there to be some drama going on.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
some
like did you hear that
that
black man came and helped chop up the chiffer robe?
Yes, that's what I wanted in the books.
Yeah.
Speaking of like old like how hard is to read books? I remember when I was a kid, my grandma was like, don't watch the TV for too long, it's gonna rot your brain. And now like that I recently watched like TV the old fashioned way with like commercials and shit. It felt like vegetables. It felt like a cool glass of water on my brain. Like I was watching Futurama with the commercials. I was like, oh my god, I'm healed.
Yeah.
You know, like it felt so healthy compared to like our current media ecosystem.
Is it the commercials that helped you? Is it like you feel like you got a break actually?
I wonder. But it's funny because the ads don't feel that way. The ads never feel like now you're playing games on the ads.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm playing like a phone game and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I gotta keep this king from getting eaten by this bird.
Oh my gosh. That's how they get you. That's how they loop you right in.
That could be like 5 different games too.
There's so many things. I feel like I just really miss the time before, like, I really do try to put my phone in the other room when I'm watching TV because I cannot watch it. Like, if my phone's next to me, I cannot watch a show and not be like, let me do what's like.
It's a big problem for me. Like I have to make a decision on if I'm going to be on my phone while I watch something or if I'm going to watch it, I got to like throw the phone across the room.
It's got to be gone.
Yeah. And like even if my beautiful girlfriend Steph is watching something, and she wants to be on her phone, I'm like, okay, well I'm gonna sit on the floor where your phone won't distract me.
Yeah,
like that's how deep it goes for me because it's just a flashing screen. I can't like if I go to a bar, I can't sit with a TV behind the person that I'm with.
Yeah.
Because I will just sit, and even if I don't care what's on that TV,
right.
I will just find myself staring at it the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Completely.
It's a problem.
I am too, like, my partner right now, Hunter, they love to talk in the middle of, like watching things.
I love that.
And that can be, like, fun, and I love an interjection, but I also kind of want you to pause it. Because I'll talk for 5 seconds. I'm either talking about it or I'm watching it. I'm not doing both, like, and we have to like get these comments in and out because otherwise I'm like, what happened?
Right? Yeah, that's great. Rewind.
I'd say I'm the talker, and Tom cannot. I've like after 9 years, I pause it before I say my comment because it drives him crazy because he misses he always misses what's happening because I'm loud and I'm like, blah, blah, blah,
you've been trained. You've been conditioned to pause it.
Right.
Because you got to understand, like, my parents, they do just shout out. Like, my parents, we were watching A Star is Born, and it's at the end.
Which one?
Bradley Cooper, Gaga. It's at the end. Bradley Cooper's in the garage. She's let the dog out. And my mom goes, "What's happening?" And then my dad goes, "He's fucking killing himself now." And then I'm just like laughing so hard. I'm like, I was about to cry, but then I was just laughing so hard it like ruined the entire end of the movie for me. He's fucking killing himself. I think the other one that I can remember with my parents is we were watching Perks of Being a Wallflower, and again my mom's like, "What happened?" And my dad's like, "He got molested."
You know what? I just realized the last time I watched Perks of Being a Wallflower, I didn't realize that he was molested. That's how young I was when when I saw Perks of Being a Wallflower last. I didn't even realize I was molested.
Oh my god. I mean, honestly, same though.
That's gonna. I mean, I need work to get to the next level.
I love how much you're like you watch Spotlight and you're like, that's a movie about people going after these nice priests.
yes. I'm like, what if the priests get along? They're just like my family.
And another thing, why isn't there more Michael Jackson on the radio?
Okay, I have a question for you guys.
Okay.
As somebody who is a believer of like the Michael Jackson, I mean,
yeah.
Do you think that with Macaulay Culkin, do you think that Macaulay Culkin has repressed the fact that Michael Jackson abused him? Do you think that Michael Jackson didn't molest Macaulay Culkin because he was the most famous one and he'd have one like child to be like, hey, like I didn't molest this one. He's famous. He's saying that. Like, what do you think happened?
I think that he didn't probably. What
are your thoughts?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I think I could see maybe it being so repressed. I think maybe there were like, I think probably my opinion is it was probably things that were like so close but not quite that it just kind of fucked with his little head a little bit. Like he was like, well that felt icky, like that felt wrong, but it wasn't like actually.
Just let him sip some wine.
Yeah, just like
as far as it
went. Like because the thing is, it's like I do think to some degree it's like because he was molesting other kids, he had to have like somebody to keep face and keep like his image. Like, well, look at me doing all this press with this kid. This kid's fine. This kid's safe in my care. That's what made other people feel comfortable bringing their children over to that house.
It's like that girl in Nexium, that girl from Smallville, who was like the face of it, who was like, no, it's fine here. Come on, everyone.
Right.
That's what I think he was.
That's what I think. I think maybe Mac. I call him Mac. Was I grew up in the '90s, so we're familiar with each other. I call him Mac.
Yeah. When you grow up in the '90s, you know Macaulay Culkin.
You'll know Macaulay.
Absolutely. No, that's Richie Rich, baby. No, I think that that Macaulay just like ran roughshod. Like there's Simon Helberg, who's on Big Bang Theory, tells a story about going to Neverland Ranch as a kid, and Macaulay Culkin was a holy terror. Like he was the king of Neverland.
Yeah.
And he just ran around pushing people and just like just hopped up on sugar.
Yeah.
And like I think that he was the clean. I think he probably kept that relationship clean.
Yeah.
Again, also because he was so famous. But
yeah, no, I think that would be. I mean, not to discuss, pedophile strategy, but I think that would have been the smartest move on MJ's part. And he was a smart man. I mean, he innovated being a pop star.
I mean, I do think it's like, when you bring up the Nexium parallel, I think it's a similar thing. And it's like with Macaulay, I think part of why like he had so many struggles growing up after the fact is it's like with the girl from Smallville, she was an adult and knew exactly what she was doing. He, even though like he wasn't abused and has no memory of being abused, like he was coerced into being a part of this regardless by being the face of like, this is a safe place for kids to be. And that's gotta weigh heavily on your heart. Like I can't imagine growing up and having memories of this place being a fun place to run around and like kind of be a little dickhead and then like finding out after the fact like, oh, there are other kids here that I was interacting with that I maybe was like friends with or even just like acquaintance with who ended up like getting really badly hurt here. And like he's obviously not responsible because he was a fucking kid as well, but I can't imagine the like psychological toll that would take.
I'm not ruling out that he was molested. I just don't think Michael Jackson did it because when you see that guy walking through the world today, it's clear something went wrong.
Yeah.
Well, and also, I mean, he dated like Mila Kunis as an adult for a while though. So I'm like he's he kind of did okay for a second.
Yeah.
You're like,
I think if you dated Mila Kunis once, you've healed from some trauma.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I feel like you have to be healed from your trauma to be able to bag Mila Kunis. I know that that's a fucked up thing to say.
You have to have genuine confidence in
yourself. Genuine confidence.
She refuses to date victims.
Mila
God
Kunis.
Damn it.
Oh, that is so funny.
So yeah, you can take that to the bank.
Take that all the way to.
Oh, damn.
You just got punked. I love that. I love that they're together. They're still together, right?
Yeah. I think they got married.
They got married a while ago, I thought, but they're still married, right?
They're still married.
As we're recording this on today.
Isn't that just wild? They were teen lovers.
On that 70s show.
Broke up. He marries Demi Moore. Goes over there and cucks Bruce Willis. The balls on this guy.
Yeah, it's insane.
And then he gets back together with Mila Kunis. What a life.
Well, that Ashton Kutcher's not one thing went wrong in his life.
You know?
Do you know what I mean? That's kind of why I'm like, Jesus. Like, I was gonna say that, like, if your main thing's pranks, that like you don't think that anyone's life could be sad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then I was like, I don't know, because Ellen DeGeneres' main thing was pranks in a lot of ways.
There's a lot of sadness in those eyes.
There is a lot of sadness there.
I think this is second week we've mentioned Ellen's name in this.
I know.
Studio.
I brought up Ellen last week.
Beetlejuice rule. Don't do it again.
Yeah.
Ooh.
She looked. Yeah.
Oh my God, she's dancing in the corner.
I'm trying to think of other celebrity couples that I know. Like, for me, I cannot stop thinking about the Liam Miley shit right now because Flowers coming out.
Oh, Liam.
Is she back with Liam Hemsworth?
No.
So her and Liam got divorced, and she basically, like, it's basically hearsay, and they're basically saying they're not sure it's been completely confirmed, but allegedly Liam had dedicated Bruno Mars's song "When I Was Your Man" to her at some point, like.
Meaning what? Like he called the radio station and was like, will you play When
this
I'm
song
Your
for
Man?
Miley?
Dedicate it to Miley from Liam, not the ones you're thinking of. Gotta go play.
Yeah. Like I get, but it's like whether that song is associated with their relationship or not, Miley, it is the lyrics to her new song Flowers very much match the chorus to the Bruno Mars song.
Because she says answer song.
Yeah, because he says, like, I should have bought you flowers, and her lyrics are like, I can buy myself flowers, write my name in the sand. Like, she's making it like, yeah, like, and so I'm just glad she's free. I always fucking hated that video of her, like, being goofy on the red carpet and him telling her, why can't you just behave? I was like, I literally want to kill him.
I've never seen that either.
I'm a big Miley stan.
I will say, though, that sometimes those videos, it's like two people, and then, like, there's, like, captions, and it's like, die, bitch. You know what it's like?
But it's like his mouth is moving to be like, why can't you just? But you can see, like, his mouth moving up. Like, unless somebody went in and, like, face tuned it, like, that's what he's saying to her.
He's doing it very big, and he's doing American Sign Language and saying it as well.
Why can't?
There's no mistaking it. And then he holds it up on a whiteboard.
And then it's in black and white, and there's this little like in between section that's like, why can't you just behave, Miley? And then she does this, and she's like, oh no! And then this guy brings her up this tower. Anyway,
she's tied to the railroad tracks.
Yes.
Great movie.
Yes,
Cinema.
Ben and Jen back together.
Ben and this would be the third episode in a row that I have dragged J-Lo, and that I have absolutely gone in on. I could do it again, and I could do it again,
bitch.
I just watched this movie where she is she's like with Josh Duhamel, and like they are like, and Jennifer Coolidge is in it.
Ooh,
it's Monster-in-Law?
No. Okay. It's like they're getting married and then pirates attack their
what the fuck is this
attack
movie?
Their destination wedding, and so they have to they kill all the pirates, and then I don't think I finished it, so I can't tell you how. I think they're okay though.
Okay. They get out of
and then that one guy says, "Look at me, I'm the captain now."
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I did see that.
Got it.
I'm the captain now.
Yeah.
I mean,
maybe I can't do that.
I famously said I hate Ben more. I famously said I think Ben Affleck is a fucking douchebag.
I think that they're pretty well matched.
Yeah.
Well, Ben Affleck, though, have you heard the rumor that Ben Affleck tips like good money to servers, and then J-Lo will go back, take the tip, and like leave a $5?
Yeah, you said this last time, and I still am like horrified.
I could see J-Lo. I think J-Lo
is a good match for Ben.
Yes. I don't know.
They're a good union.
What are your opinions on J-Lo, Andy?
Do you remember when she said the N-word in that one song?
yes. Yeah. In a song that's you'll still hear on radio.
Oh, yeah.
today.
I hear it on the radio. There's a classic hip-hop station in Chicago that I listen to all the time. They play that song like once a day. Yeah.
And it's
not a bad song.
No.
But I remember even at the time in Memphis, where I lived at the time, listening to the Hot 107 DJ, and he was just like, what do y'all think about that? I don't know. Call in.
What do y'all think about that?
596-1071.
Yeah, what do y'all think about that?
She's
still Jenny from the block, you know?
She is.
I don't know if she is anymore.
No,
she got on the 6 and she rode straight to stardom.
Yeah, she is. She hasn't been Jenny on the block for a long time.
Not for decades.
Not on.
Remember how much she loved being engaged for so long, no matter who to.
Yeah.
She just loved being engaged.
Well, has she officially married Ben Affleck either?
I think they are married, right?
Okay, because she was engaged to A-Rod too for forever.
Yeah, forever. And everyone's like, when are you guys going to do it? And then they just broke up.
Yeah,
she is addicted to being engaged.
I think she's just.
You know, I don't think she drinks or smokes or does anything bad for herself at all, which tracks in her skin because
her skin is amazing.
She is 53 and looks insane.
And I think that's probably why like her addiction is these just dramatic wild love affairs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like we're going to be engaged for 10 years and then I'm going to dump you for my ex from 10 years ago.
For my ex who famously has gambling and alcohol problems right now and is kind of on the rebound in his life. Not that you're not lovable if you have these problems.
Oh no, absolutely not.
And right. But you should be lovable by someone uglier. No.
Like I just think for a myriad of other reasons, Ben Affleck should just not have gotten to get back together with her. But also, as like you said, they're probably perfect for each other.
Yeah,
and for that reason, I'm very happy for them. I don't know enough
about Ben Affleck. Whenever I'll like complain about like a female celebrity, and then somebody will be like, well, you know, there's a double standard for, and I'm like, I don't pay attention to male celebrities, so I don't even have enough, like, unless they do something real bad, I'm not going to hear about it, you know?
One of my favorite things in the world is when you see a movie that he's going to be in, it says Academy Award winner Ben Affleck, and I'm like, yeah, for writing. That's not the same. He directed a Best Picture winner and was not nominated for direction. It's Oscar season, so we got to talk about it.
Yeah.
They really hated
Do you have opinions on the season right now?
On this season?
Yeah.
I have some opinions,
I want to hear them.
Yeah, tell us.
I haven't seen The Whale yet. I'll say that.
Okay, I haven't either.
But I saw Elvis. I think Elvis is kind of great. I don't think it needs to win Best Picture, but I am currently rooting for Austin Butler to win that.
Okay. Over Brendan Fraser, even with
again, I haven't seen The Whale
right,
yet.
you haven't seen The Whale.
But Austin, I'm from Memphis.
I haven't looked in the mirror.
Yeah. No, you're from Memphis, and there's like they beautifully present your city.
Yeah, they do, and they
I'm sorry, I can't get over that.
and it's just this great, like, I wanted to win sound design because that movie, like, the music never stops in that movie. It's like a soundtrack just thumping on that whole movie. Everything Everywhere All at Once, like, that's the best movie of like the last 10 years.
I agree. I think it should win.
And I think it should win. If they give it to something like Banshees of Inisherin, which is like a fine movie, I'll be so bored.
Yeah. I also am famous for hating subtlety. So when things get praised for like, oh, it's like so understated, I'm like, well, then they should like write it down. They should put up a sign. Like, I'm not somebody who Cate Blanchett is a brilliant actress. I usually only follow the Best Actress race and then kind of vaguely
That's funny because that's like the least like the Best Actress category has the least, I feel like, crossover with all the other categories.
It does, which
really
is insane. It's become like a thing of like, it's so interesting because Best Actor, I feel like, is correlated with the best.
It's usually just like the guys in the Best Picture.
Yeah. And Best Actress has not been like that for a long time. I think it used to be more like that at some point, but not.
What are they gonna do? Nominate female-led movies for Best Picture?
Oh, never. No. I would say when you're talking about like liking things that are more loud than things that are understated, like I'll never forget the year that the Grinch costume design lost to Gladiator. I was so fucking mad.
Fair. Because even still, that Grinch costume, that movie is whatever, but that Grinch costume's pretty iconic.
Well, I'm thinking like the costuming is killer.
Yeah.
Martha May, every fucking look, every Grinch in the Village had their own character design, and Gladiator, they're all just in the same fucking uniform.
And don't get me started on Christine Baranski. Okay, I could go on.
I don't mean to mansplain to you, but we don't call them Grinches in the Village. Those are Who's down in Whoville.
That's fair.
There's only one Grinch.
There's
okay,
only
honey.
one Grinch. I meant like all the Who's.
You see my tattoo?
Characters.
There's only one Grinch.
There's only one Grinch. Nah, but basically, I think it's stupid as fuck for the costume design, where it's just 800 guys in the same fucking costume to win over the Grinch.
Did either of you see The Fabelmans?
No, I should. I don't really have a desire, but I bet if I saw it, I'd be like, oh, this is a technically good movie.
Yeah, and Michelle Williams is great in it.
Yeah, she's a very talented actress.
I think she's great at most things.
I heard that like she's more of a supporting role in some ways.
She is. I feel like she would have a chance at winning if she was.
Well, that's what everyone's saying, which I don't. Does Michelle not want it? Because
which Michelle, Yao or Williams?
I think
Williams.
I think Yao could win.
I think Yao will win.
I want Yao to win over. I think Cate Blanchett could still potentially
That's
win.
fair.
But this is not my favorite Cate Blanchett performance. I want Michelle Yeoh to. Yeah. I love Cate Blanchett. She's great, but
I do
Tar's
too,
very good. But
that's what I'm saying is like everybody who's in the category, I really, really think is great. But it's just like Everything Everywhere All at Once was the most exciting movie I've seen in probably like 5 or 10 years.
Yeah,
and it would be nothing without her. Her like the entire character arc is what made the movie. So she absolutely deserves to win it. If that movie were to win Best Picture, but she doesn't win Best Actress, that's like a slap in the fucking face.
Well, I think too that like I think he's gonna win for Best Supporting, the guy in
Short Round.
Yeah,
Ke Huy Quan. No, not a chance on earth I'm pronouncing that correctly, but
yes. I think he's gonna win, and I think. Actually, I think Angela Bassett's probably going to win Best Supporting.
I think she is too, yeah.
And she's going to win for her career because it's not for the Black Panther.
I saw the Black Panther movie and it's fine, but she is. It's not necessarily an Oscar winning. And there's not a bigger Marvel head than me.
Yeah.
But like, she doesn't necessarily need to win for that. But take it.
I'm okay with Angela Bassett winning an Oscar, but like, do I think maybe this is the role? Maybe not, but like, I'm okay with that.
There's like no one in the category that I like feel like she's robbing if she wins. Either.
I really would love to see Stephanie. I kind of want everyone from everywhere. Everywhere. I don't want Jamie Lee Curtis to win personally because I mean she's good in that movie. I love her, but Stephanie Sue's definitely like the more captivating supporting performance,
Yeah, I agree.
And has Jamie Lee ever been nominated before?
No.
So this is her first nomination for the Hot Dog Fingers movie. I love that so much.
Yes.
I mean, I honestly was named after Jamie Lee Curtis, but I still think that the other
name's Jamie Lee Curtis Schreiner?
It's Jamie Nicole Schreiner, unfortunately.
So who else? What Nicole were you named after?
I think
Scherzinger of the Pussycat
Dolls. Very young.
I mean, no, I think that they picked Nicole because they were just like, Jamie sounds like a quirky, down-to-earth girl, but she's actually also going to be a huge cunt. So let's just like throw in a little bit harsh middle name.
Jamie's either like a quirky, down-to-earth girl or like a meth head guy.
Yes, that is.
That's
true. And honestly, they thought I was going to be a boy until I was born, and then I wasn't a boy. I was a girl. And I think that they just decided that they were going to stick to Jamie because they were planning to name the boy Jamie, and then they just changed the name to Nicole in the middle.
I was going to be named. I think I was going to be named Nicole if I wasn't John, which is technically my name. But I go by Beckett anyway.
No, wait, I'd love to dig. I want to deep drill into this, but go ahead.
Okay, yeah. I really kind of thought that like. I was like, before I knew what I would be named if I was a girl, I thought that I would be named like Becca or like Sean, because I figured that like, if you're named one name, then the boy
must be the girl version.
You'd be named.
I'd be Andrea.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
I thought that that's how it worked. But what were you?
Well, so I'm also a middle name guy. I think we've maybe talked.
We
about
have
this.
definitely talked about this.
But
there's no way.
It's not a choice that I made ever. My parents named
also.
me Philip Andrew and then called me Andy. But the look that people give you when you tell them that, like you have been lying to them and that you've been hiding something and that you're betraying something. Literally just last night I got this look when someone found out. They sneer at you and they're just like, oh, I forgot that Andrew's your middle name.
Well, that's like a thing too though. It's like do they think that Philip is more truthful to you than Andy? Like you're a secret butler, you know what I mean? Like I just don't. Do people think that I'm like more of a John than a Beckett? I don't fucking think so.
Not a chance in hell.
Nobody thinks that. So
and also, like, there are literally comedians and artists who walk around with like stage names like Microphone, Handshot. Like, they're not even going by their government name.
I've seen names on open mic lists like King Shit.
Yeah, like King Shit.
Was
like,
one.
I want to go by Microphone Handshot from now on. I do want that to be my stage name from now on.
Everybody give it up. The one, the only Microphone Handshot.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
I can't breathe.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh God.
I feel like I really quickly wanted to pivot to Beckett and I had thought about, before we go into the song today, we would love to play the game of Fuck, Marry, Kill with you, Andy. But we're going to ask you to fuck, marry, kill musicals. Yeah, we're going to do groups of 3 musicals. I tried to strategically group them together in my brain by like same composer or same era or whatever. But yeah, Andy also has a podcast. It's very, very funny. Runs it with his girlfriend, Steph. We tell the name of it. I know it's Movie Musicals, but
the musical, the podcast.
Yes.
Jamie, have you been on it?
I've been on it. Yeah,
okay,
we did.
So we've both been on it. Yeah. It's a great podcast.
Jamie was on for Sweeney Todd. You were on for Dear Evan Hansen.
I famously had to have some parts edited out. It was only because of how harsh I was to Ben.
So we went long, and then also like because I was looking for stuff to cut, I was like, I should probably cut this thing where Beckett says that Ben Platt looks like he hits his twink boyfriend.
I can't believe I said that, and I also can't believe we're repeating it right now. And I told you afterwards, I'm like, this is the darkness. Is if I ever met J-Lo in real life, I'd be like, I loved your Super Bowl performance. If I ever met Ben Platt in real life, I'd be like, you are so talented. And it's true, Ben Platt is very talented.
Yeah.
But I think he hits his twink boyfriend.
One of the last things you said is you were like, I still want to work with him. And so I was like, okay, I'll keep that in mind during the edit.
Keep that in mind. I always have disliked Dear Evan Hansen. And like, it's just ironic to me now because like the most toxic person from my college who literally was just so cruel and evil to me is in the tour as the part. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, yeah. Wow. As the Evan Hansen. It's like so crazy that a problematic white boy gets cast in the role of a problematic white boy. But
he's Hansen. And we have Hansen come in for
you can check out Movie the Musical, the podcast to hear Beckett make that same joke.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's like
and it's a reference too. I didn't come up with that. Because
I feel like that's one where you were like, you were in my car and you're like, oh, have you listened to Dear Evan Hansen? I was like, no, fuck that shit. Like I literally, I've never gotten so mean about a musical in my life, but I was like, fuck Dear Evan Hansen.
Yeah, I'm a bit of an apologist.
See, I'm not a Pasek and Paul guy. I'm learning is something. They're who wrote the music for that. They did the lyrics for La La Land.
I make no apologies. This is me. So
is that a lyric from it?
Pasek and Paul. That's the This Is Me, which every drag queen has done.
Really?
So my partner's a drag performer, and I keep like pitching them ideas for like numbers.
I love.
Like there's this classic like drag like number situation where they like take off a big coat and they reveal this dress that has like all the bad things anyone's ever said about them, and then they're like singing this ballad, and it's usually This Is Me. They're like, I am scared, and then on their shirt it's like faggot, fat, ugly. And I wanted to do one that's like the same thing, but it's like skinny, like
city high,
nice skin,
straight passing.
I love it.
Surprisingly athletic.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
Okay, so I would
fuck, marry, kill. First round, Andy.
I also haven't heard these either, so I'm excited.
So you can answer as well. Okay, fuck, marry, kill. Into the Woods.
Okay.
Sweeney Todd. Company.
Ooh, okay. And full disclosure, I've never seen Company.
Okay.
The closest I've come is seeing that documentary now with John Mulaney.
It's very funny and very accurately represents it, but
I still know that I'm pretty sure that I would marry Sweeney Todd. because as you know, we talked about. Yes. I've liked Sweeney Todd since high school, which like I didn't before I liked musicals. Like we had a theater appreciation teacher in high school show us Sweeney Todd, and just
was it like a filmed stage production? Or
it was Lansbury.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah,
etc. And yeah, just a wild time and it's an all boys Catholic high school and a theater appreciation class. And it's like, what do you show them to get them the slightest bit interested? Someone slashing fucking throats.
Yeah. I have never seen Sweeney Todd. I've sang Joanna before because I like some music teacher made me, and I've seen A Little Priest, which I think is brilliant, and I bet that if I knew Sweeney Todd well enough, it'd be my fuck or maybe even my marry. But because I haven't, it has to be my kill. And also it's like it kind of fits with the theme. but and so I would fuck Company and marry Into the Woods.
Yeah.
See, I would also fuck Company, which is you should.
You would kill Into the Woods?
Well, because I've only seen the movie.
Then that's not even going to do
the movie, then I would kill it in a second.
This is part of the premise of my podcast, that we only talk about the movies because I kind of find theater to be sort of exclusionary because there's a financial burden to seeing a lot of things, you know.
But Into the Woods was on, like, there was a live film, like,
version
filmed,
with
like,
Bernadette.
stage.
Yeah, you can find on YouTube, I think.
And it was on Netflix at one point when Netflix was first around, and I remember that was a moment where I was a kid, and like I was still very young when Netflix came out, and I'm
like motherfucker. I'm like in college getting red DVDs emailed to me.
Yeah, I was at least in high school. I was at least in high school. You fuck.
That was a big moment. I was like, this is so good. And then I saw the movie and I was like, this is so bad. I'm so pissed.
Yeah, and also it's always fun to fuck Company as long as they leave in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true that.
That's true.
I know that's right.
I know that's right.
I'm a Company man.
Yeah, we've always said that about you.
I feel like I want to do one more, and then we probably got to do the song. There's one more. Okay, fuck, marry, kill. The Sound of Music, Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella, Oklahoma.
Okay, these ones I don't.
You don't know these
Do you
ones?
have? Well, no, I actually do.
You're like, actually, don't get it twisted. I know. So yeah, Sound of Music, Cinderella. What did I say? Oklahoma.
Okay, here's why I'm gonna fuck Oklahoma. Because that dream sequence.
Because you were like fucking your brother.
I'm from Tennessee, you motherfucker. You Peoria son of a bitch. Don't come for me like that.
Does it play in Peoria? Okay.
No, because the nightmare sequence with Curly scares me, and that turns me on. So that's why. So because it scares me, I must overcome my fears.
Yes.
And I'll marry Sound of Music. Because it's fun. She was a nun, and now she's not anymore, and that's sort of taboo in its
She was a nun.
way.
Now she's something.
Now she's something else.
That has to be the slogan for the next version of Sound of Music. She was none. Now she's some.
Oh my God.
Also, the Sound of Music is just straight. Like, I watched that for the first time for the podcast. That's one of the best movies I've ever seen.
It's brilliantly done.
life.
It's brilliantly done.
It's incredible.
I think did you?
So who do I kill? Cinderella?
Yeah, you killed Cinderella.
That's fair.
Okay.
Big whoop. She's got a fairy godmother who will bring her back to life.
I think I do the same thing. I might kill Oklahoma, even though I think Oklahoma's more of like a. But I was in Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella as a kid.
Me too. I was in it in college. I was one of the stepsisters, and it's just the music's just not that exciting to like. I feel like it's unfortunately like it's very killable because it's so done with the Disney cartoon. Like it's just it lacks the excitement of like Oklahoma, at least with the dream sequence. For me, I think I would fuck Oklahoma because of solely for the song. I'm just a girl who can't say no.
Oh,
I love that.
Yeah.
I saw that. I remember I saw that and I was probably like 12 and I was like, that's my bitch. Like, how did I know that at 12? How did I know?
Yeah.
Like, I see myself in this character.
Sorry, really quickly. What's a musical that would go with Chicago and Cabaret?
Sweet Charity. Sweet Charity.
Have you seen Sweet Charity though?
No, I haven't seen Sweet Charity.
I'm trying to think of
one that people would have seen and know.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Because Chicago and Cabaret are both like, they both have an MC. They both have
Pippin's a good one.
Pippin would be in there.
Those are all 3 Fosse choreographed ones. Candor and Ebb is also the musical director for Chicago and Cabaret. Do you know Pippin though?
I don't know Pippin. There's a Pippin movie, right?
There is a Pippin.
There isn't?
I think, but it's not great. I feel like Pippin. I just want somebody to put up a bootleg with Patina Miller as the narrator. That's what we all need to see. They did a revival that was like a circus, and everybody was doing like fucking flips from the rafters and shit.
Okay, this is a curveball, but Sweeney Todd Cabaret in Chicago.
Okay, Sweeney Todd Cabaret in Chicago. For me, Sweeney Todd Cabaret Chicago. I'm going to fuck Cabaret.
Okay.
I'm going to marry Sweeney Todd. And unfortunately, I'm going to be killing Chicago.
The murder rate is already so high in Chicago.
I know, but I'm going to just...
Okay. All right. I think that I would have to... fuck Chicago because what was it? 2002. That movie came out, and Renee Zellweger's dancing all around. Zeta Jones wins an Oscar.
Zeta Jones.
Hell, Taye Diggs is there.
Yeah.
Oh God, I forgot about Taye Diggs.
Being hot. It is a fuckable movie.
It's like yes, and that's like one of the only times John C. Reilly. I mean,
honey, I'll take him.
No.
Honey, he can take me from behind.
John
Just
Cena
put on that
Reilly.
cellophane, okay,
You're
Mr.
no
Cellophane?
You're no Reilly. So then who do
you're no Reilly.
but so then I guess I marry Cabaret, right?
Yeah.
And that's good. That feeds into my savior complex, how I help these people from World War II.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally.
Yeah.
I think I would marry Chicago because it's my favorite.
Yeah.
Although I'm really convinced by the fucking Chicago argument. I think I'd kill Sweeney Todd because I haven't seen it. And Cabaret I would fuck.
Yeah, I feel like it's not Chicago. Stop. It's Chicago.
Honey?
To the altar with me.
I know that's
a really
right.
good point. Really quick, do you guys have thoughts about Bad Cinderella?
What?
Well, I'm an Andrew Lloyd Webber hater to the day I die.
Really?
Yeah. You're a lover though. You're a...
The things I've seen, I do like. I mean, Cats was fun to me.
Oh, I love
even the
Cats. I love Cats.
Even the movie.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah.
But for anyone who doesn't know, they mounted a production of Cinderella that he wrote, and nobody liked it, and so they rebooted it sort of as Bad Cinderella, and it's out now. I think it's coming to Chicago soon, even. But yeah,
I kind of want to see it. Have you? It's fascinating to me. Like the narrative behind it, and my understanding was not that it was Cinderella, that it was Bad Cinderella. I thought the whole thing was like she's a bad Cinderella because girl power, and it's bad to like that.
I think that's part of the reframing.
Yeah. Okay, God bless
he
America.
kind of it seems like he kind of threw all the actors under the bus.
Yes,
Andrew Lloyd Webber
no, he's
did.
famously evil. He's famously like a comic book villain. I love Cats, but he is famously an evil man.
Yeah.
He literally flew back to London to vote against
Brexit.
Yeah, to
vote for Brexit.
Yeah, he literally.
No. We think that Brexit was good.
We had the Big Finish podcast. No, I'm joking.
No. Support Brexit famously.
Yeah.
Brexit was a big finish. We do not support.
No, honey. It was a big. Okay,
we gotta go.
We
into the
really
song.
gotta do the
sorry,
song.
Sorry.
No, nobody needs to be sorry. Everybody, it's great. We have actually, just to let you guys know, if you're listening and you listen regularly, we have a special treat today. We actually have Jake DeWar here with us playing guitar. Woo woo. So you'll be hearing that in a second. And I'm gonna try to think of what we did today and what to sing about. Here we go. That's right. Fuck Oklahoma. I don't know what your mother told ya, but me, I'd fuck Oklahoma. I don't know what your mother told ya.
Everything's bigger in Texas, that's what they say. But have you seen the Dixon? Okay, because they're big, they're big, they're big. Oh yeah. Not that that's necessarily a deal breaker for me, but it is fun to see from time to time. Oh yeah, I'd like to see the Dixon. place in Oklahoma. Maybe it's the inbreeding causing them to get so big. I don't know, I don't care. I just want to see it right in there. And by there, I mean my butt. And by my butt, I mean my butt. You got it. Anyway, let's go to Oklahoma.
Some people think Oklahoma is a total wreck. But that's what they used to say about Ben Affleck.
Call that.
You suck.
Some people thought he would be alone for the rest of his life. But then along came a diva who walked in and said, "Hey, I'll be your wife."
Yeah.
Her name's Jayla.
I'd fuck Oklahoma. I don't know what your mother told ya, but I'd marry Jennifer Lopez and let her take my big tips off the table, yeah. I'd marry Jennifer Lopez and let her take $500 off the table and replace it with $5 measly, even though we're both billionaires. 'Cause I can gamble with that money later. I can drink with that money later. But as for me, Jamie, the host of this podcast, well, I think you already know about me. I'd fuck Oklahoma. I don't know what your mother told ya, but I'd fuck Oklahoma. I'd fuck Oklahoma.
J-Lo is the Oklahoma of Hollywood in a way.
Oklahoma.
I guess the real Oklahoma is the friends we made along the way. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
We're
going viral, baby.
That's what we need.
You can't say no to us now.
Microphone hand job. I'm back, baby.
49 states are going to love that song.
Y'all.
Well, thank you so much for doing this, Andy. It was a delight.
What a pleasure. Two of my favorite people, two of the best comics in this country right now. I've said it
Andy,
over
you
and
know
over.
I love you. So brilliant.
We love
Please
you.
follow Andy on the socials. Also, go see Character Assassination. If you're by Louisville, if you're by Chicago, honey, take a trip. Can you?
First Sunday of the month, right here in Chicago. Roast of '90s music coming up.
It probably won't. It'll probably be out.
It happened once and it was fun, is what I was going to say.
Yeah. But I think it's always the first Sunday.
It's always the first Sunday in Chicago, and it's going to be every 2 months or so in Louisville at Planet of the Tapes for this year.
Okay.
Rock and roll.
So go watch that.
And thank you to the Lincoln Lodge and Christine, our wonderful producer.
Yes, and Jake DeWar.
As well as Jake for filling in. Thank you so much. It was iconic. We got to get you on the pod.
We got to get you on the pod. Yeah, because, I mean, Jake can sing. That's the thing. Like, you can sing, and that's why we're grateful to have you.
Yes,
Sometimes we have people, they can't sing, and it's...
And we hate them.
We hate them.
No.
Beckett did a musical roast with Character Assassination. Then afterwards, we sat there and got high and ranked all the singers on the show.
I will be asking for that list as soon as the recording is done. Well, anyway, thank you all for tuning in. Jamie Schreiner out, and Beckett Kenny will sign out.
Yeah.
Beckett out. Big finish. Bye.
Bye. See you next time.
This is the Big Finish at Lincoln Lodge. We're about to get it on the show. So come on, everybody, and get the show on the road.
Let's get it on the road.